And I do want to stand by my claim that I believe Daniel Cormier is going to weigh in heavier than Stipe, which I think is interesting because I think it turns a lot of people who have picked Stipe and merely deferred to, well, he's bigger. I hear that a lot. Stipe is going to win this fight. Okay, why? Because he's bigger. I just think that's going to flip them on their ear. I think if Daniel does weigh in above 240, and Stipe will not be above 240, he may be 240, he won't be above it. He generally weighs in about 239. I think that for those 24 hours that we have before the fight, it could get very interesting narrative-wise. People go, oh my God, and some people are going to change their opinion, and some people are going to double down on it and say, well, Daniel's out of shape. I spoke to Daniel recently. He was weighing 248 pounds when I spoke to him, but he had a goal of weighing in at 235 pounds. So, relevance being, is he going to be able to shed 13 pounds when he doesn't have to? A guy who has been extremely disciplined to make the weight that he agrees to make, not a lower weight. He's agreed to make 265 pounds. Just turns out he doesn't weigh that much. So we'll see what happens there. I think he'll fall short of his goal just knowing him. I think he'll fall short of his goal, 235. I think he'll come in a little less than 248, but that still puts him at or above what Stipe weighs in at, which is very compelling. That hasn't happened in boxing when guys move up in weight to higher weight classes. They don't then outweigh the guy that they've been below their whole career, which should also be a lesson to many people that this whole phenomenon of cutting weight is really with MMA. I mean, I see it in wrestling a lot. I don't see it in jiu-jitsu. I don't see it in judo, and we definitely don't see it in boxing. It's not to say those guys don't pull some pounds off. That's not my example. I'm saying to the extreme limits that we go in mixed martial arts and the extreme wrong and confusing mindset that's been here from day one that bigger is better. If I do well at 185, I'm going to do great at 170. If I do great at 170, then I'll be the champion at 155. It just seems to be a mentality that goes that way. And I'm speaking to that. I'll let you guys decide whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent. I like the fight a lot. I think it is very interesting. I can close my eyes and see Stipe whipping his ass. And I can close my eyes and see Daniel Cormier making it look easy. I think if Stipe is to win, he finishes him. I think. Knocks him out. Only one guy's ever been able to knock out Daniel Cormier or even knock him down. So I don't know how likely that is, but I could see it. And Daniel Cormier could get his hands on him and wear him down and get him to the ground. If Daniel gets Stipe down one time, when Stipe gets up, whether that's because he scrambles to his feet or he has to survive the round, when he gets up, he will be different. He will be changed. He will be exhausted. He will be tired. He will be worried from then on out in that contest about getting taken down. And one thing that can make the really great strikers in MMA is not having to worry about being taken down. I think in the opening frame here, Stipe is not going to have that in his mind. I think he thinks he can move, hustle, outspeed him, and ultimately deal with his wrestling if Daniel was to change elevation and come in. I think.